Hello there, it's Nick Dutch back on the camera again one more time. I guess what I want to tell you about today is like the life situation which enabled me to be strong enough to help other people. And it's not a big secret. It's just the way that things are, the way that things were, the way that they happened. You know, I a lot of bad things happened. I got a serious chronic fatigue syndrome, had some problems with my family. I ended up drinking alcohol, and I became a practicing alcoholic. All the things around me were going to pot, and eventually it was one of my best friends who basically said to me, Nick, if I could kick you up the arse, I would. And those words he said to me just really stuck with me. That was the most loving thing he could have ever done to me, to say those words to me. But I couldn't. I couldn't find a way out of the problem. My drinking got heavier, my behavior got worse. I got into financial situations that were difficult to get out of. Uh, I became a problem to society, basically. Then on 2000, in 2003, 8th of September, so we're talking about 9 years ago to this month, almost to the day, okay, within half a week, I started my progress towards sobriety. Now, this was important for me because it showed me what I needed to teach other people. Because I was in a terrible situation. There was very little flesh left on my legs. My legs basically looked just like a bone with some skin hanging off it, basically, because the alcohol had corroded most of my flesh. I was weighing about 50 pound lighter, well, 3 stone, and I'm not built all that big or heavy right now, so yeah, I think you can imagine I was pretty much a skeleton. I couldn't eat any food. If I got through one biscuit a day, that would be a lot. I was dying, but I tried this. For my safety's sake and the safety of society, I tried this passage into sobriety. In order to do it, I had to go to the doctor, be honest to the doctor, get psychiatric help from the doctor, as well as medical tests for the body. I had to go to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting every single night. I had to get counseling, and I had to start looking after myself. When my body had recovered enough for me to be able to start eating food, this was after the ulcer condition had gone. I then had to start looking after my diet. I couldn't always do that. I had financial problems, I couldn't always afford good food, and sometimes I'd actually skimp on my food because I couldn't afford to eat. Um, this made me even more unhealthy, basically. And I got health problems with the pancreas. My fetal matter turned white as chalk. I don't really want to have to confess that to people, but that's what happened. And that's if it wasn't black because of all the blood that was going into it. I was in a terrible situation. But what I did was I carried on. And I relearned how to think. I relearned how to build up a structure for the day. And I did as much work on myself as I could. But remember, that was a single Alcoholics Anonymous meeting every single night, which I did for years. Not weeks or months, years. And when I could start taking it easy, and only doing, let's say, 4 Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, that was like 3 years into my sobriety. I then started doing the work I'm doing now. And I did this work because I wanted to try and bring, or one of the many reasons I wanted to do it was I wanted to try and bring the learning I'd gained about recovering from a hard problem to other people. Okay? Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. Okay? It's difficult. It depends upon the person I'm talking to. But that was what I was trying to do. Now, if you have a conversation with me, I can plant a seed. Just like my friend did all those years ago when he turned around to me and he said, if I could kick you up the arse, I would. But what I can't do is do everything else for you. I can't do the daily therapy, support group, psychiatric help, or all of the self-development books you have to read, because they help to teach you how to think, help you to face up to the issues, or the handwritten exercises you have to do to try and delve deep into yourself and do the cathartic exercise of writing it all down and then contrasting that with essentially what's written in the book to try and get yourself the progress that you need, and having one person who you can then unburden yourself with and you can get some perspective from conversations with. I can't do all of that for these people. Now, I've planted a fair few seeds in my life, but one thing I haven't been able to do is to complete the program all by myself for other people. I do it for myself, and that keeps me strong and grounded. But I can't do it for everyone who I talk to, and so it's up to them to complete the rest of their program themselves. And that means everything I've been through. That means psychiatric help, that means support groups, that means counselling, which is separate to the support group, and looking after themselves in terms of diet, nutrition, exercise, sleep. You know, this is the way it has to be to help people to deal with life problems. The fact that I personally am alive today and I'm capable of being here and trying to help people who either have problems or have been affected by unpleasant or inappropriate interpretations of religion or spiritualism or occultism or whatever. It shows that that method of dedication to dealing with issues and getting therapy can and will work. And I give my life, as a daily living sacrifice, I suppose, to self-development to prove that it does work. It's hard, but it has to be done. And once you are someone who's gone through the process, you then become someone that everybody else wants to have in their life. You get friends, your family, even the sick people in your family, they love you again. And you start to see that there's progress that happens all around you and in your life. But it has to be done, Anyway, I just thought I'd just share with you one of my many motivations for trying to help other people. Plant those seeds and try and do people some good.